Welcome to the Gransberry Chronicles Weekly Pick'em Championship Weekend Edition. What's up? It's a hot Thursday night, but we know who not hot. It's not hot in the ATL. It's not hot in the D-Town. It's not hot in Arlington, but it's hot on this show tonight because we're looking for all the naysayers who were loud and wrong last week.
She said loud and wrong.
We're going to have roll call in a minute. But before we get that roll call,
where they at?
We're going to give a shout out to the greatest HBCU in the SWAC. That's PV. Since our name been in everybody's mouth all week, we figured we'd give you that triple threat on PV tonight. You know, the money go to PV, the money made us from PV. Got money from PV, so
come on now.
We got PV's neck. Got people dogging PV. Ain't never stepped foot on campus.
It's all good. It's all good. We on the high road, which is we just celebrating tonight.
Yeah. Michelle Obama.
We know who's not celebrating, so we'll get into that later. You know, we only got 4 teams left. We got the Bang Bang Gang. We got the Fly Eagles Fly. Back in Chiefs Kingdom this weekend. Cincy say they can handle it wherever. It's all good. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. Only game I picked wrong was Buffalo. And I'm cool with that because we only picked Buffalo because they was at home. And Cincy proved he don't care. Burrow say it don't matter. A field is a field. The game is the game.
So cool.
Same to do.
So cool.
He is Joe Cool for real.
So cool for real.
And look, we're gonna give our first shout out to our losing Dallas fan, Kevin Holland. We see you return to the scene of the crime. You stood in for roll call. You are accounted for and present. You get no star today, though. Okay, then look. It was a pretty good game last week. And it was what I expected, is that he just didn't need to lose the game, which he didn't do. And for the most part, you know, the defense had to hold to keep them in the game. It was pretty storybook, just the way I said it. And it was not about discounting anything that Dallas had. It's just that sometimes you see one team is better. And that's all we said. Like I went back, I looked at all the comments, you know, Kevin tried to come for me, tried to put me with a short Leo Cowboy fan. I
Lion Leo.
All of that. Lion Leo. I rebuke all of that. But hey, Kevin, I never thought y'all could expose them though. That's my point. They weren't a fraud defense. And for what it's worth, as long as Purdy followed the plan, it is what it is. And I know what some people said, because it's been days of this discussion. Okay, if Diggs would have caught this. Do you know how many games I've been to where we said if we would have caught that ball, this game would have been over?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. If we didn't fumble the ball on a kickoff, we would have lost 24. Lost to 24-0.
And one more one more shout out. I got to give a shout out. It's a dual shout out. It's to my favorite Dallas fan, Miss Barrett, Lou Barrett. She always solid in the paint. She a dual Cowboys and Texans season ticket holder. You can't go no harder than her. And then her amazing son, Mr. Hall, who is a 49ers fan. So I'm sure if she was glad he was in San Fran last weekend at the game and watching it with her at the house. But I love the camaraderie. I love the spirit. And Miss Lou, you was never in the count for the ones that I needed to show up. Hey, hey, Cliff, I'm with you. Shout out to PV again one more time. But you know, I'm excited. I actually can't wait to talk about the 2 games, but I didn't do my due diligence and respect and say I got my boy D Jones tonight and my boy Coach.
It's all
Pat.
good. We jumping in. We jumping in. We going.
We
so
came in hot.
We had
we
to
came in hot.
Bring it down a little bit. But man, I really was glad that Philly put that beat down on the Giants like that. They went aggressive. I say that meaning I definitely didn't anticipate that, but I'm saying I love the show up, because sometimes we talk about when you're the number one seed and you're sitting at home and then you get off the couch, are you ready to go? And they said, we ready.
Yeah.
Ready. And they got to be ready, because they got a tall order this weekend. So we're going to talk about our first game. It's our rematch game. It's Cincy versus KC. And we know that the last time these two met in this game specifically, there was a great play that set up a field goal to send Cincy to the Super Bowl. The line on this game is 1 point in KC's favor. They didn't even get the standard 3 points you get at home. And honestly, I'm picking Cincy. We talked about last week, B, you was either all Cincy all year and all Bills. You had to pick one last week. You went the opposite way with the home team. But this week, for me, seeing that injury, you could be Superman, have your Michael Jordan spirit, all those good things, but a football player needs his feet, period. And an ankle, last time I checked, is a part of the foot area. So with that in mind, unless he just gonna stand back there and they gonna hold him in the air so he can throw the ball every time, it's gonna get tight. It's gonna get tight, because Cincy is hungry to redo last year when people felt like they shouldn't have been there. They got a lucky play and got there, and they shut up the naysayers, right? Including us, because the beginning of the season, it was looking really shaky, and Cincy looked like they had a little hangover, and they were still in LA with the sunshine. But let it be told, as Will Joyner joined us, our only lone diehard Cincy fan. Good to see you, man. He is Joe Cool. So, Coach, what's your pick?
Man, I went against the grain last week. I'm not going against the grain this week. I'm going with Cincy in this one. I'm not saying that it's going to be I'm not going to say it's a blowout in any way. Cincinnati's going to win. I don't care how they win, how they field goal, blowout, it don't matter. But I think, the way Joe Cool did his offensive solid by getting the ball out quicker, even with a makeshift offensive line. And he was just firing the ball and chasing. And they talked a lot about how Higgins is really a number one receiver in a number two's body, or the really 1A, 1B. And then they got the tight end that's there. But it doesn't matter, because Chase finds a way to get open. Higgins finds a way to get open. But the way they win on the road, they're not scared to play on the road. You went to Buffalo in the snow, even though they play in the snow in Cincinnati. Last year they went all through the playoffs on the road. They're not scared on the road, and they're comfortable in their own skin, and it starts with number 9. I'm going with Cincy.
Man, this is going to be tough this week. This game is going. I expect a really good game. I don't care if Mahomes is on a bum leg or not. He's a gamer. He's gonna be out there. He's gonna be prepared. He's gonna be ready to go. What makes me nervous about this game for Cincy is Mahomes doesn't have a good record on him, so that gives him some added motivation. When you can put a chip like that on your shoulder, when you expected to win, but then now you gave a great player some motivation. It reminds me of the story of Michael Jordan, where the guy put up a lot of points on him one night. Then he made up this story that the guy said, "Good game, Mike," just so he can go off on him the next night. So it's like now he has this motivation to come after Joe Cool and them boys. But man, Cincy is playing with great confidence right now. Shout out to the coaching staff. Like Gransberry said at the beginning of the year, we was kind of like, what's going on? Coach was the only one that was kind of, still kind of hanging on a little bit with him. But they turned things around, and I'm gonna go with Cincy too. I'm gonna go with them riding this train and going into Burrowhead, as they say, and taking the win.
But did y'all ever think? Did y'all ever think we would all go Cincinnati 2 or 3
Absolutely
years
not.
ago? 2 or 3 years ago. So I mean, it's weird
2
how
weeks
that's
ago.
come about.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Because
ago.
we hit Big
No.
Buffalo. So
Right,
No.
right, yeah. 2 weeks
No.
ago from
No, a
that
week ago.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
look, one thing I wanted to say is, I said it the other week. I said that Mahomes can throw to a turtle, and it pretty much was looking like that out there, right? Like he was just getting the ball to anybody. So this is the game that we expect to be a good game. We didn't. We're not expecting anyone to do a blowout. I think it'll be tight, even with the hopping. I just think, for what it's worth, okay. Remember, Henny came in and ran a 98-yard drive, which was the score difference in them winning. But Mahomes was not able to move the ball when he was hopping around out there. He kept three in, three out. But because the game stayed tight, it wasn't as bad of a situation. Cincinnati is a high-powered offense, and obviously weather doesn't matter. Well, it's proven weather does not matter. So it's not about whether or not Mahomes can play. We're not saying that. I just think, since he's a better team equipped to do whatever, and they're going to need some magic in order for it to happen. If they pull that off, great. But the pick is Cincy. So it is what it is.
Man, he hopped on one leg trying to hand off the ball. I mean, we saw that aspect of it, but from that aspect, the fact that I'm just curious to see how he'll move around and be able to move around the pocket for the whole entire game, and things like that, because DJ Reader is going to be trying to come up the middle, and Cincinnati rotates their D line very, very
That D
well.
line's gonna come. That D line coming.
They're gonna.
And Rodney is saying that the Chiefs have so much to play for last year's embarrassment. There was no embarrassment. That was an awesome game. I mean, you lost, but there's no embarrassment.
Last
Did they beat them
last
this
year
year too? They beat them in the regular season.
Well, they beat them in the regular season, but why is it that Mahomes and them are not allowed to be beat? I mean, at this point, it's a few years ago when they won the Super Bowl at this point. So it's not like all the credit needs to be stacked to the point of, if the Chiefs don't win, it's embarrassment.
I think too, let me add to that too, T. Just kind of like what we last week talking about the Cowboy game, a lot of focus was made on the Cowboys and what they would do to Purdy. What we need to realize is KC defense is really not there with this offense. So if the Cincinnati defense can just, I ain't gonna say slow him down.
He said bend or
break. They don't have to slow him down. His leg gonna slow him down. So all they got to do is do what they do on offense, and I don't think that that defense is gonna be able to stop him.
Well, shout out to my West Coast viewer, Oville. He summoned in some of those Dallas fans who was all on me last week for not picking.
They was on you. They was on me.
They was on me. You know what I'm saying? But guess what?
I
stood tall. I stood tall, Kevin. I stood tall. Anyway, we're gonna move on to.
Hey, shout out to Dwayne. He on there. He represents. He
gonna rep KC. And he gonna rep the Eagles. He wants a Cheagles Super Bowl. We're not for it. And better yet, he wants a Kelsey Super Bowl. So good for you, but we're not on that train with you.
That's a good look. I can see that. That's a good look.
Yeah. But moving right along to what we expected in the NFC Championship game, the Eagles versus the 49ers. And
see what you did there.
There was no doubt that these two would meet in Philly. And you know what really irritates me? Everybody lean in close so you can hear this. It's the Dallas fans with that whack analysis you tried to give me last week about why Philly would lose. Run it back. Like you were so focused on attacking me about what Philly would not do and what they hadn't done because they hadn't beat the right teams that the Giants would win. It was so emotional. And nobody gets to be emotional on this show but me. D. Jones can make emotional picks, but the only one who lives in a state of emotions is me.
That's
Okay.
true.
So next time you
That's
try to sell a team losing, at least use some analysis like you touched a turf. Because obviously you playing too much Tecmo Bowl. And notice I did not say PlayStation 5. Yes, I did not say PS5. I said Tecmo Bowl because the way you analyzed that game last week was
30 years
whack.
ago. That's 30
Whack.
years ago.
Well, that analysis they gave last week was 30 years ago. It was 30 years ago.
She coming with
So,
all of them.
just so you know, I
She
got
them
my
all.
own bang bang. Okay, that's my bang
She got
bang
the game.
on
She
y'all.
got the nine.
Now,
She coming with all of it this week.
all of it. Now, I do think this game is going to be another amazing game. The line on this game is 2.5 in Philly's favored. I'm pretty sure the 49ers don't really like that. They feel like their defense is awesome. They should. It stood in the gap. But I think that the difference in this game is Philly got a little bit more offense to hang in there with the defense of the 49ers. And to the strength of that, to the Dallas fans, that was your argument about why you lost, right? You felt like if you had got a little bit more offense out of Dak and his co-hosts or counterparts, that you would have been able to win. And I think Philly has that. I just think they have a better setup to be more competitive in this game. I do not expect a blowout. I think the blowout was really the best option for it was last week. I expect a gritty game. And you know, the 49ers are in that trap of, you know, they they got a history of getting to this game, and it's the record of getting to the big game is starting to do like this. And I was at the NFC Championship last game, and I said it on the show before the game that one, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and 2, you got the wrong quarterback to go in trying to win. This time, I don't necessarily feel you have the wrong quarterback. I just think the other quarterback has a little bit more to give. That's it. So it's because obviously you can't knock Purdy. His record has stood for what it is. You only can go for what you play. So to say that, I would say today he has played in that offense better than Jimmy did. That's just what it is. So, Coach.
All the national pundits were dogging Purdy last week as far as he's going to turn over the ball. Who's going to turn over the ball? But he wasn't the one that turned over the ball. It was Dak that turned over the ball. I think, you know, I agree with you as far as, you know, 49ers defense is going to show up, but it's just that little push that Philly can do a little bit of a balance. The run game from the quarterback, the run game from the running back, and their defense can hold up a little bit. And, you know, last week, remember I told y'all how Philly, before when Hurts played the week before week 17 or week 18, that they had to show, you know, who they were and try to get in their mojo back. I think offensively they got their mojo back. I expect a close game in this one. If this was in San Francisco, I might lean the other way. But this is all the way in Philadelphia. I'm going with Philly
The
on this one.
craziest fans.
Yeah, the fans crazy, whatever. You know, they're trying to hype themselves up. Debo made a comment that their fans can be pretty loud too, but you know, it's just something
Loud
about
is not loud is not the category I would use with Philly fans. But okay.
No, it's not. They're not. They're louder or whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to say I'm going with Philly this one in a field goal game in this one. D. Jones.
You ain't need the field goal game. With these spreads, they both field goal games. But
Yeah.
so my thing here, and you mentioned San Fran going all the way to Philly. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Last year, San Fran went to Green Bay, which is, I mean, it's not all the way East Coast, but it was definitely cold and snowing and shut them down. I think, shout out to our Cowboy fans. One thing that happened last week is the defense showed the Philly defense, what to do to Purdy. So what to do to that offense. So it's going to be a good chess match to see how these coaches adjust, to see how Shanahan put some wrinkles in his offense to help out Purdy. What we said last week about Purdy is he plays within the system. And one thing that he wasn't going to do last week was he wasn't going to lose them the game. He wasn't going to win them the game, but he also wasn't going to lose them the game. He played within the system. So I think this is going to come down to the Philly defense being able to slow down that running game, which they see one of the best running games in practice on the opposite side of the field when you look at who they got at quarterback and those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how these coaches try to scheme up different plays and different scenarios to free up people. I am going to stick with my Super Bowl pick and stick with the hometown boy and Jalen Hurts, and Philly will win this game in a very, very close game. I would, Coach, I'll take your field goal game and say I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes to OT. That it'll be that tight. But I think it's going to be a good one. But I'm leaning to Philly. I just think that defense is going to be enough to slow everything down for Philly a little bit. But I think Philly kind of edge it out.
And I think Michael Conley just wanted attention because he said the 49ers will win in a blowout. And that's just a little too much discredit to the way the 49ers have played all year. And I'm not ready to go there. Nothing in that defense makes me believe that Hurts is going to run all over, the 49ers defense. Like nothing.
No, he's saying the other way. He say 49ers in the blowout.
Right, but that would mean 49ers defense, Hurts would not be able to run all over.
Oh, you say he wouldn't? Yeah, they would shut him down.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry. Yeah. He wouldn't be. But I also believe that he gonna be able to score enough. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see the 49ers putting up blowout numbers.
I mean, with what?
Because you can play with big play Slay if you want to, Purdy. You can try it if you want to. I'm not saying he ain't. I ain't saying he ain't vulnerable, but he could give up some plays, but keep on going over there and see what happens.
And so back to Michael, because he's saying why he need attention. You need attention because everybody else gave an analysis of why they picked who they picked in the comments. The other Dallas fans were very clear on what differences they think it can make for whichever way it goes. You just wanted to say 49ers in a blowout. It's whack. You need attention because you keep talking to me, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm here for you. All right. Now we're not showing no more of your comments though, but I'm here for you. Okay.
There you go.
So then people gonna have to scroll and read what you got to say because your airtime is up. Your 5 seconds of fame is up. Okay. You went to PB, so I gave you 5 seconds. All right.
Don't do them like that. Don't do them like that. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate
we do. And he don't care. He know I'm petty. So he'll be all right. Now look.
Stadium Queen flags.
We will not have a show next week because obviously there is not a big deal to talk about the Pro Bowl flag football game. And basically, once you get the winners, we can still talk about the winners the following week before the game in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I will be on location in Arizona, because my happiest week and my saddest week are coming up at the same time. They exist, that's my week. I love that week, but it's also a very sad week. And it's even crazier now because it runs right into Valentine's. So it's Valentine's weekend. So I'm going to be with my love, the love of the game. So, I mean, it couldn't be any more storybook for me in that sense. And I'm looking forward to some things. I don't want to talk about everything just yet. We could talk about it, I guess, in a couple of weeks. And if you really believe that, you know, the 49ers are going to blow people out, we'll see you in 2 weeks. And I'll apologize to you for your awesome non-take that you have if it proves to be true. But if you didn't know, at the beginning of the show, we just showing love, you know, to PV tonight. We do all the time anyway. You know, we're not riding a wave. This is who we are. I was made at PV, so it is what it is. I got much love. I got my niece there now, so you know, D Jones got family there. So I think we solid in the institution as far as it can go.
For sure.
But I think everybody who was loudmouth, have you apologized to me yet though? You showed up, but I don't see the apologies.
Apologies?
Apologies. Kevin owed me one for trying to put me with a short Leo Cowboy fan. He definitely owed me that.
See, I don't know if we got no show for that.
I'm standing in the gap, Kevin. Did you leave? You know how you do. You tell people, I'm gonna go show my face. I'm gonna show my face. And he doubled down on that crap. Really? Hey. Sir, I've already had those nightmares. I'm good. But you should apologize for being wrong.
Dreams and nightmares. McMill.
You're gonna be waiting a long time for a Cowboy fan to apologize. I think.
Yeah,
that's true. You said it the right way.
I just think
you said it the right way. But hey, I mean, at least you didn't get embarrassed like the Giants, because Todd didn't even show up tonight after the way the Giants lost that game.
Yeah, we're missing Todd.
Yeah, Todd will catch you.
Now
okay, Kevin, look at you, Kevin. Your blessings are coming. See, you was gonna miss your blessing not owning up. Look at you owning up. I see you.
That's the closest you get into an apology.
I'm gonna take it.
That counts too, huh?
Hey, sometimes you got to know where to cut your losses.
Hey.
So I got what I needed to get. Oville, you see the Dallas folks showed up the best they could. You know, they was riding in silence, but I mean, I don't understand. I think it's okay to be against Philly because it is in your division. But at the same time, it's just quite hilarious for me. So I don't have a happy team. I actually wish the game was in San Fran, because then I would have considered going. I particularly don't like the Eagles fans, so I wouldn't want to actually go to Philly. They're very bullyish, for lack of better words, for live air. But and it's too cold.
We don't want you to revisit that.
It's too cold to go through that.
Yeah.
And I'm riding with his nephew too, and in the H. So Kevin, I feel you. And
Chris, he'll be there.
Okay,
be careful, Chris. Be safe, man.
Going for me. I appreciate it.
You be safe. I know you're gonna be red down.
You're gonna be red down. I'm loving the journey.
Be safe, bro.
Get you a security guard to escort you, and it'll do well. All right, everybody. Look, we're not gonna keep y'all tonight because it was only 2 games. We don't try to do too much. Look, good luck to everybody looking for a coach. But stay in your lane thinking you know how to pick the coach.
Please.
Please.
So be careful what you put on public forums, because we reading the comments and it's a good laugh sometimes, but sometimes y'all need to stop.
They need too much.
But we appreciate you joining us. Coach Pat said that the DM's been dry and he is looking for some attention to get right.
That would be an absolute negative.
So tell the people where they can find you.
Absolutely negative.
Coach, where can they find
you? Whatever. Coach B Pat on Twitter and Instagram. Whatever Gransberry said, no.
The DM's wide open.
Wide open.
Only thing that's wide open is applications at PV. How about
Entanglements welcome.
Entanglements welcome.
that?
right.
Ain't no entanglements over here.
On Instagram, djones9804, and on Twitter, that boy D Jones PV.
You know.
Okay, look, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those wonderful things. TikTok at the Gransberry. Try to keep it simple. Gonzalez, thank you for joining us again tonight. You always stay solid in the gap. We appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. And hey, y'all have a great night, and then we'll catch you next time. Peace. Deuce to, oh wait, we should have like a
Cowboys. Bye-bye.
Oh no, I'm not. That's doing too much.
That's too much.
I wasn't gonna say goodbye. I wasn't gonna say goodbye to them.
Much.
See, that's how you end up in entanglements.
That's too much.